Hi, I'm Shane. I'm the president of the Students' Union here at City College Plymouth.
So Shane, is politics just for geeks?
Absolutely not. No way. I think it's probably portrayed like that, but it affects our everyday lives whether you like it or not. You should know how to make your voice heard and you should know what options are available to you, and I don't think that people do, particularly not young people.
So do you think politics is a dirty word, really, at the moment?
Yeah, because it's got all those stereotypes and things that come with it. As soon as you mention the word politics, people automatically switch off.
So how did you get interested in it? How did you get inspired enough to be the president of the Students' Union?
I had a vision of what I thought the Student Union could be used for, and it just wasn't working like that, so I thought, I've got to get involved in order to be able to change this. I wanted to be able to work on this and put all of my effort into this and make it fill that vision that I had originally. So that's why I got involved, because I saw something I didn't like, and I saw that I had the opportunity to change that, and I grabbed it and ran with it as far as I could.
And how have you changed things? How have you improved the situation? Have you met the goals that you set yourself?
Yeah, like this vision is constantly changing because the students here change and their priorities change as well. We've had an increase in the amount of people that are interested in the Students' Union, that people that want to run for election in the Students' Union. We've had a more diverse range of students that want to get involved as well.
So do you think that's because of what you've done? They've seen what you've done and you've inspired them? Do you think you've inspired them to think that it's interesting and something they want to get involved in?
I don't know, maybe. What part of this vision is having the profile of the Students' Union raised as high as possible, obviously, so I can get the message out to the 20,000 students that we've got at this college. Still got a long way to go with that, but the profile that has been raised so far, I think, has become evident in the sense that we're getting a more diverse participation in the kind of things that the Student Union are doing. People know about the Student Union now, whereas they didn't probably 2 years ago. And also the college is taking more notice, and the college is beginning to realise that we're actually a force to be reckoned with now, and we're not just an organisation that can be pushed around and moulded to their vision. I'm here to be moulded by the students, not the college.
So what do you think is the most important thing about politics?
The most important thing about politics is democracy, I think, and the whole notion of things happening from the bottom up, and how it's the actual electorate who hold the influence and who hold the power, and not the people at the top, not the suits, in effect.
In your national kind of government and also European government, do you think democracy is working? Do you think it's actually occurring?
I don't think that's happening at the moment, because with European politics specifically, it switches people off because it does seem distant and it seems like it doesn't affect your day-to-day life, even though it does. And we've got the European elections coming up. Probably the same thing's going to happen as what's happened in previous years, where the number of young people that turn out to vote will be lower than everybody else, and then people will go, oh, young people aren't interested and they're apathetic and things, when actually they're not apathetic, they're just disillusioned and disengaged. And that's what their priorities need to be on, making it interesting for young people, making it relevant to young people, saying this is what we want to do, this is how it's going to affect you, what are your opinions, rather than waiting for us to talk to them. They need to be talking to us.
How do you think they can do that? How do you think they can engage with us and reach out to us?
They need to be on the ground talking to people, which they don't do. They need to be visiting colleges, they need to be visiting schools and sixth forms, and they need to be going to the kind of places where young people, like youth groups and things like that, liaising with community organisations. That's what needs to happen, and I'm not quite sure why it's not happening. I don't know if they're scared of talking to young people, or if they just genuinely think that young people aren't interested, and if they do think that, then that's a shame.
Do you think you can help me get excited about politics? Do you think you can inspire me?
Absolutely. I mean, look at issues around the environment and around climate change and what's happening. People need to have an opinion on, and some people do have an opinion on, and that's the thing. They have discussions down the pub. I mean, I'm sure you do, I do, and I hear other people doing it as well, talking about things like the environment and talking things about the conflicts in the world and talking about the situation with the economy. People talk about it and people do have opinions on it, but they don't seem to want to take that any further. So take it further and write to your MPs, and that's what politics is all about.
I'm going to be meeting with MEPs from around the southwest this month. Have you got any questions that you want me to get answered for you?
Yeah, why don't you come down to City College Plymouth and talk to some of our students, and so they can figure out why they need to be voting for you people and why your jobs are so important, and tell them what you do as well. What does the European Parliament do, and how do you, as a representative from an area in the southwest, have an influence on what goes on?